7 footballers who have many things to prove in 2026/27. Every footballer goes through difficult periods, but for some players, the 2026/27 season could be the season that changes everything. Here are 7 players who have a lot to prove. Number 7, Florian Wirtz. Not long ago, Wirtz was one of the most wanted young players in world football. His performances at Bayer Leverkusen made him look like the future of European football, and Liverpool eventually paid a huge amount of money to sign him. But his first season hasn't completely lived up to expectations. Wirtz has struggled to consistently produce the performances that made everyone want him. Now, he has to prove that he's still the creative midfielder everyone was talking about. He doesn't need to score every week. He needs to show his confidence, creativity, and ability to control games. Liverpool paid big money for Wirtz. Now it's time for him to show why. Number 6, Ronald Araujo. For years, Araujo looked like one of the best young defenders in Europe. His speed, strength, and ability to defend one-on-one made him extremely important to Barcelona. But after several seasons of injuries, mistakes, and criticism, questions have started to appear. Can he still become the world-class defender everyone expected? Now, his move to the Premier League gives him a fresh start. The physicality and intensity of English football could actually suit Araujo perfectly. If he stays fit and finds consistency, he could remind everyone why Barcelona once considered him so important. Number 5, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Ter Stegen was once considered one of the best goalkeepers in the world. His reflexes, passing, and confidence made him a key part of Barcelona's success. But injuries have seriously disrupted his recent seasons. Now he has to prove that he can still perform at the level we remember. For a goalkeeper, confidence is everything. If ter Stegen can stay fit, play regularly, and regain his confidence, he could silence a lot of doubts. The question is simple. Can he still be the elite goalkeeper he once was? Number 4, Mykhailo Mudryk. When Mudryk arrived at Chelsea, expectations were massive. He was one of Europe's most exciting young wingers, with incredible speed and huge potential. But things haven't gone according to plan. His performances have been inconsistent, and he has struggled to become the star Chelsea expected. Now, with the doping-related situation behind him, Mudryk has another opportunity. He needs to show that he still has the speed, talent, and explosiveness that made everyone excited about him. This isn't just about proving his critics wrong. It's about proving that he can still become the player everyone thought he could be. The 2026-27 season could be a turning point. And if Mudryk finally finds consistency, we could see a completely different player. But the top 3 have even more to prove. And that's where things get really interesting. Isak became one of Europe's most exciting strikers during his time at Newcastle. He was fast, technical, composed, and capable of scoring incredible goals. But after moving to Liverpool, things haven't been as smooth. And when a striker arrives with a massive reputation and price tag, the pressure is enormous. Isak now needs to prove that his Newcastle form wasn't just a great period in his career. He needs to show that he can consistently perform at the highest level. Liverpool have invested heavily in him, and now it's his chance to repay that faith. If he can rediscover his confidence and start scoring regularly, the conversation around him could change very quickly. Number 2, Phil Foden was once considered one of the biggest young talents in world football. After his incredible 2022-23 season, many believed he was on his way to becoming one of the best players in the world. But his last couple of seasons haven't been at that level. His performances have been inconsistent, and the expectations have only become bigger. Now, with a change in management at Manchester City, Foden has another opportunity. Sometimes a new manager or system is exactly what a player needs. Foden doesn't need to prove that he has talent. We've already seen it. He needs to prove that he can consistently perform like the superstar everyone expected him to become. Number 1, Jack Grealish. And finally, Jack Grealish. At Aston Villa, Grealish looked like a completely different player. He was confident, creative, fearless, and one of the most entertaining players in the Premier League. His move to Manchester City was supposed to take him to another level. But although he's had some great moments, he hasn't consistently reached the level people expected. That's why this season is so important. Grealish needs to prove that the player we saw at Aston Villa is still there. He needs to take defenders on, create chances, and play with the freedom he once had. Because we've already seen what Grealish can do. The question is whether he can do it consistently again. And that's what makes these 7 players so interesting. They all have something to prove. Some need to return to their best. Some need to justify huge transfer fees. And others simply need to remind the world why they were once considered special. A bad season doesn't have to define a career. The 2026-27 season gives all 7 players a chance to change the narrative. So, who else do you think has the most to prove this season? Let me know in the comments.